Many people try to bring doubts and shubuhat about Islam, like this Hindu challenging brother Hamza and claiming that Allah forgets according to the Quran. So what does it really mean when it says in the Quran that Allah forgets? Inshallah, in this video I'm going to respond to this doubt, and of course show how Hindus like this guy have no legs to stand on when it comes to Islam. So without wasting any time, let's watch the clips and come back.
Hello, I can prove to you your Islam is false. Will you leave Islam if I prove?
Yes.
Okay, do you believe your Allah is all-knowing? Yes or no?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe your Allah is all-knowing? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you believe Quran is correct?
Yes.
Okay, now the meaning of forget in Google is to not be able to remember something. So if your Allah forgets something, he is not all-knowing.
Before I let him finish, let's look up the definition of forget in Google. According to Google, forget has many meanings, and one of those meanings is deliberately cease to think of. So according to Google, to forget doesn't always mean failing to remember, and some similar words and synonyms are ignore, abandon, and disregard. So even Google is not helping him. But let's give him the chance to give us his amazing argument that will refute Islam, and I will respond accordingly.
Do you believe your Allah is all-knowing? Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you believe Quran is correct?
Yes.
Okay, now the meaning of forget in Google is to not be able to remember something. So if your Allah forgets something, he is not all-knowing.
If Allah
Yes or no?
forgets something, what did Allah forget?
I will prove to you from Quran. First you accept. If Allah forgets something, he is not all-knowing. Yes or
What
no?
did Allah forget? Allah doesn't
I
forget
will
nothing.
prove to you from Quran. I will prove from Quran. First
Go
you
on
tell
then.
if
Go
Allah
on then.
forgets something. Okay.
No, Allah doesn't forget nothing.
Surah 7 verse 51.
Surah what? Surah what?
7 verse 51.
Verse 751.
Sahih International. Who took the religion as distraction and amusement and whom the worldly life deluded. So today we will forget them as they forgot the meaning of the day. So your Allah forget them.
Oh my God.
I prove to you now, leave Islam, I prove.
Subhanallah, he really thought he had a good argument and that he will finally defeat Islam. This is his argument. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unknowing and in the Quran it says that Allah forgets, then there is a contradiction in the Quran. But is this really a valid argument against Islam? Of course not. Let's read the verse in question together. In the Sahih International Translation it says, who took their religion as distraction and amusement and whom the worldly life deluded. So today we will forget them just as they forgot the meaning of this day of theirs and for having rejected our verses. But when we read the same verse but this time in the Mustafa Khattab translation, it says, those who took this faith of Islam as mere amusement and play and were deluded by their worldly life, Allah will say, today we will ignore them just as they ignored the coming of this day of theirs and for rejecting our revelations. So in one translation it says forgot and in another it says ignore. So which one is true? Both of them are true if you understand the Arabic language. But for those who can't read Arabic, I would say ignore is a better translation. Because the Arabic word translated as ignore or forgot is nansahum and comes from the Arabic word nasiya. According to Habib Anthony Salmoni, an advanced learner's Arabic English dictionary, nasiya means forgot, overlooked, neglected, discarded, and abandoned. So which of these meanings apply to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? According to Tafsir Sadi, today we will forget them. That is, we will leave them in torment as they forgot that they would ever meet this day. So it was as if they were only created for this world with no punishment or recompense ahead of them. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he will forget them, it doesn't mean he will fail to remember them, but it means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will leave them in hellfire forever. And according to this hadith in the book of Zuhd and softening of heart in Sahih Muslim, then Allah would sit in judgment upon the servant and would say, O so and so, did I not honor you and make you the chief and provide you the spouse and subdue for you horses, camels and afforded you an opportunity to rule over your subjects? He would say, yes. And then it would be said, did you not think that you would meet us? And he would say, no. Thereupon Allah would say, well, we forget you as you forgot us. So the forgetting that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about is the punishment of hellfire, and not forgetting because of lack of knowledge. And this is, my brothers and sisters, how we refute all their lies and false arguments against Islam. Even if they don't want us to use our Islamic sources to refute them, we can respond only by using well-known English dictionaries. According to Collins Dictionary, to forget also means to disregard intentionally. So from this we can understand this guy's problem with Islam is a problem of language and has nothing to do with logic or truth. But the funny thing is that in Hinduism, Shiva, their god, is depicted as a forgetful god. According to Hinduism by Wendy Doniger, who is an American scholar and Indologist, page 136, the Yuga Vashista depicts humans who forget that the god Shiva, as Rudra, is the very substance of consciousness. But in other texts, Shiva himself forgets who he is and engages in unconscious self-imitation when his wife Parvati tricks him by masquerading as another woman. So this Hindu has a bigger problem when it comes to gods forgetting. According to Hinduism, Shiva, his god, literally forgets who he is. As the saying goes, don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Alhamdulillah for Islam, the religion of true monotheism. Imagine a person who believes in millions of gods trying to claim that we Muslims are wrong. What is going on with these people? Can they use their intellect for one time and know that it is impossible for more than one god to exist? Had there been within the heavens and earth gods besides Allah, they both would have been ruined. So exalted is Allah, Lord of the throne, above what they describe. Subhanallah, the Quran is enough for us to refute them. Imagine you have a car with two steering wheels that is controlled with two different people, and person 1 wants to go left and person 2 wants to go right. So where would the car go? Right or left? If it goes right, then person 2 is more powerful than person 1. And if it goes left, then person 1 is more powerful than person 2. Either way, you can't have two all-powerful beings at the same time. And that's why monotheism is always the truth. So any religion like Hinduism or Christianity that claims there is more than one God or more than one manifestation of that one God is false and rejected completely. Say He is Allah who is one, Allah the eternal refuge. He neither begets, nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent. I hope you benefited from this video. You can also watch this video about another episode of Debunked. And don't forget to subscribe to not miss any future uploads. Thank you for watching. Assalamu alaikum.